Alright, hello bookworms. Today is Saturday, March 4th. Happy March. Today I wanted to bring you the Nanowrimo Tag because in April I plan on doing Camp Nanowrimo. So the first question is, what is Nanowrimo? Nanowrimo is a competition in November called National Novel Writing Month, Nanowrimo. The goal is to write 50,000 words, which is the standard idea of how many words should be in a novel. So in order to do that, you have 30 days, and on each day you are given a word goal you're trying to hit. And the number you're trying to hit is 667 words per day, which equals out to 50,000. In Camp Nanowrimo, it's like a practice. They call it a writing retreat. So you get to pick your word count, so it can be like a practice. So you could write more than 50,000 and have your word count be more than 1,600, or you could write less and you could have your word count be 800 words a day. All up to you. How many times have you done Nanowrimo or Camp Nanowrimo? I've got my little cue card over here. I have done Nanowrimo 5 times and Camp Nanowrimo 2. I have won Nanowrimo 4 times. The only time I did not win was my sophomore year of college. We are just filming this to see if I'm even in shot, because I've already filmed this once and my battery died and I was not in shot. So tell me, am I in the frame? Ooh! The story was too complicated and I didn't do enough planning and I was very, very busy. Camp Nanowrimo, I have never won. I think it's the spring. I get very stir crazy. But I really want to do it this year, so hopefully you all can motivate me to actually get it done. How did you first find out about Nanowrimo? I first found out about Nanowrimo from Christina Horner. She's also on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below. I've been following Christina Horner since she was part of the band Ministry of Magic, a wizard rock band. And her username on YouTube was I Talk to Snakes. And she did a video one year, well she does them every year, talking about Nanowrimo and the inspiration for it because she's done it, I believe this year was her 11th year. And she does a video like inspiring people, trying to get people to do it. And then she also does like these a big video at the end of the month where she takes little clips each day of her in her life as she's writing and puts her word count for the day at the bottom, so you have an idea of like how she's doing. And she's amazing at it. I would love to read her stuff just by the descriptions of her projects. But she's the first one that I found out about it from, and slowly over time I found more and more people, and it's amazing. The Nanowrimo community is huge. It's all over the world. A 1-sentence summary of your current project that you will be working on. My project is actually in tandem with my project from November. I wrote the 50,000 words in November and completed Nanowrimo, but I have not completed the book. The book is the sequel to the book that I'm currently editing, but I do need to finish the second book. I don't know if the series will be just a duology, if it will be a trilogy, if it will be a saga. I don't know how far the book will go. I don't have an outline for the second book. I had generic plot points. Let's see. This is not a 1-sentence summary. I had main plot points. I had 7 main plot points when I went into Nanowrimo this November. I got to plot point 3 when I hit 50,000 words. So I don't know where those other 4 plot points will go. I don't know if they will be the end of this book or if they'll go into a 3rd book. So that's what I'm working on. It's a high fantasy series with elves and humans and controlling the elements. The best writing advice you have for NaNoWrimo. My best NaNoWrimo writing advice would be, you don't have to write every day. I know that seems counterintuitive to the whole point of it, of writing every day. But say you have one day where you are just going, the inspiration is just flowing out of you and onto the page, and you are getting so far with your writing. Why stop? If you can get a day, maybe even 3 days ahead, if you can write 5,000 words in a day, I adore you. It's exhausting. But it's so worth it, so why stop? But on the other hand, if you can only write 200 words and nothing is coming forth, why force it? So if you're having a day where you just cannot get the words on the page, don't force it. Give yourself the mental time to just stop and think over the plot point. One thing that I've learned is, even if I don't sit down and write the words on the page, even if I just sit for like 10 minutes and think out a plot point, I'm still working on my book. And that's something that NaNoWrimo doesn't really let you do. But I feel like for a writer's mental stability, because we're also mentally stable, because that's a thing, that we do need to take the time to just think instead of trying to always do. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Have I ever taken a year off, and why? No, I've never taken a year off. Except for Camp NaNowrimo, but that was just I didn't want to do it. I love doing NaNowrimo. I've been doing it since 2012, and I don't foresee myself stopping anytime soon. Unless next November my senior thesis is scaring me. But I plan on writing that this summer, so I shouldn't have that issue. So no, I've never taken a year off. My biggest inspiration. So I've already filmed this once, and this is where the video cut out before because my battery died. But my biggest inspiration is when you're able to write, and all the ideas and all the notes that you have and all the little ideas in your head are able to be printed out and turned, I don't know if I'll be able to get in shot, into this. This part is book 1, and this part is book 2. And you're able to print it out and hold in your hand 300 pages, over 100,000 of your words on a page. Obviously this is a series, so it's more, but like, it's the idea that you get to hold it in your hand and be like, this is mine. I created it. I can't wait for the day when I can physically hold my book in its formatted book form. I can't wait for that day. The name of the first novel I attempted so that piddly one that didn't make it over 1,000 words in like 2011, that one was called The Beast. Again, it was a very cliche werewolf story. I have it. I hope it never sees the light of day. The first real NaNoWrimo I did, it was called A Gamer's Nightmare, and the subtitle was In a World Unknown, because that was the name of the game that my characters got stuck in. That book was really fun to write because it sounds like it should be sci-fi, but I had each level be a different place in history, so it was a world unknown to the characters. So it let me dabble with different genres every couple thousand words. It was great. I don't know how the heck I would have marketed that if I ever like wanted to publish it, but it was so fun to write. Read a first sentence of a book. I'm gonna read you instead, because I was looking at some of them. I'm going to read you the first paragraph of the book that I will be working on for April because I'm terrible at first sentences. Personally, first sentences aren't what draw me in. It's first paragraphs. So here is the first paragraph of my work in progress. Chapter 1. Baron. Flames danced along the walls, flickering over his black uniform. How long had he been standing here now? 7, 8 hours, looking over at nothing. A single soul was up on the wall with Baron. Another guard. He didn't know who he was. He must have been from another division. Baron scanned the horizon again, but the only thing that moved were the leaves on the trees in the distance. With the hands not holding his staff, he began pinching and releasing the skin on his thigh. The pressure on his skin burned, but it brought a bit of clarity back to his sleepy mind. Ta-da! So that's the first paragraph of my work in progress. And we are at the last question. And the last question is, why do I write? Why write? Because I don't know mentally if I could not write. Because I have been writing since I was 12. And I will be 21 in July. Not writing? I don't understand. That's gonna be it for today. If you want to see more of this Camp Nanowrimo diary, give this video a thumbs up. Hit the little subscribe button down below. Hit the little bell if you want to be notified whenever I post. I'm not quite sure what sort of things I'm going to do next, so if you have an idea of what you would like to see, Chapter 1. Baron. Flames danced along the walls, flickering over his black uniform. Okay, wind. You need to chill out there. Oh, it's starting to snow. Oh, it's been so warm. Ooh, there's like thunder outside, but it's sunny. Cool. In July. Oh, phone. We are just filming this to see if I'm even in shot, because I've already filmed this once, and my battery died, and I was not in shot. So tell me, am I in the frame?